do a little role playing.
Yeah.
It's a good sweater. Good Christmas sweater.
Thank you. We had a Christmas party at work.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yes. The desserts were terrible. I didn't eat any, though.
I don't think I've ever been to a work event where I thought that the desserts were ever good.
Well, I used to have no work parties at work, and I worked at a crappy company, so now I don't.
I work from home every single day, so every day is a work party.
That's awesome. That's what I like then.
Okay, let's talk about this upcoming tournament and just kind of some final thoughts on this past weekend.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously we have a tournament this weekend, local, the Cleveland Grinch Grinder.
Festive.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, quite frankly. Apparently
Did you
they're
know-
grinding up Grinch meat, making sandwiches with it.
Did you know that if you go to McDonald's right now, you can get a Grinch meal, which includes socks
Oh my God.
and pickle flavored French fries?
That's disgusting.
I would imagine.
Those of you that love
So-
pickles, good for you. I don't love them that much to put them in chips and or fries.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
And,
either.
and I'll make an argument of statement right now. I think McDonald's fries are very not good.
I think of all the fries, fast food fries, they're the best.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever have rallies?
I've never been to a rally.
You need to go to rallies, bro.
Okay. Never been to one. I don't even know if we have one.
So, anyways, back on track. We
Yeah.
can talk about stupid crap all day, which we probably would. And if you ever catch us at a rink, that's what we talk about. Anyways, so we got the Grinch Grinder this weekend. We got a game. We have one game against Little Caesars. They're from Detroit. It's their black team. It's a lower team. Their MHR is a 73, like 0.6. So this weekend when we played some teams from Missouri that was a 75. We played another team that was a 73. Obviously, it really depends on the state, I feel. I don't know how their rankings work. I remember we talked Missouri maybe has less teams. Maybe their rankings are higher because of, I think Detroit, however, hockey central.
Yeah.
So we got them at 445, which that's going to be a challenge. Looking at the other teams, I feel like they are the challenge.
Okay. So Little Caesars, in your opinion, is the hurdle of our schedule.
They're the hurdle. Honestly, you look at the two other teams, you got Menor.
Okay.
Menor's a 68.9, so you call them 69, not 67.
Ugh, hate that crap.
And then you got the Finley Junior Trojans, which they're also at that 68, 69, my hockey ranking. Those two teams, okay, those are the teams that we play on Saturday. So we got a game earlier, and then we got that dreaded 8 o'clock game. Hopefully we don't get stuck with a 7 a.m. ice time on Sunday. However, I truly believe that we have an opportunity to get to the finals like we did this weekend,
Okay.
right? Or this past weekend, I should say. So truth be told, Little Caesars is our hurdle.
Okay. So I don't recall off the top. So we play Friday night.
Yep.
We play in Strongsville on Friday.
Yeah, 4:45 p.m.
Yeah. Against who?
That's Little Caesars.
That's the Little Caesars
So that
team.
we go off to a rip right after school with them.
Yeah, I mean, you get out of school early,
Right.
right? You get to go play hockey instead of sitting in whatever class anyone expects you to be in, and you're starting with the toughest opponent. You should be charged up for that.
Honestly, how they play against them will dictate the result of the tournament, I feel. I feel like this is an opportunity for our kids to get one.
What you're saying is set the tone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it starts with H and ends with E.
Hustle.
Yes.
Yep. And I know we don't play in Strongsville often, right? But that's home ice advantage in a way,
Sure.
right? I mean, you're going to have a team from Detroit traveling to Ohio. We have an opportunity. Please tell all of your friends and family, don't go to school. Go watch a hockey game in Strongsville.
Right. And then we got the two games are at Winterhurst on Saturday.
And that's a
still a
early
home
game and a
game.
late game.
Yeah, that's still home for us. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
you're playing Menor. Menor is obviously local to us. That is their Pee Wee 2. So we played their Pee Wee 1 in the preseason,
Yes.
and it didn't work out very well for us.
No.
So obviously there's a difference between the two. So they're an A3 team currently.
Okay.
So I would expect it would be the same kind of game as we played in Kent. It's gonna take effort, right?
It's going to take not quitting.
Oh yeah,
3 periods of hockey.
3 periods.
You can't have 2 really good periods and then the wheels fall off. And I don't mean that like in comparison to this past tournament on Sunday, right? The championship game.
Right.
Their goalie was so good.
The kid on the Missouri team,
Yeah.
St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good.
He was.
And like I know I'm kind of jumping back to that, but
No,
like,
it's good.
we had so many. It wasn't our day. You know how sometimes you look at something and like you're just like, man, we just stunk.
We literally had a puck go across the red line.
Yeah,
Yeah, it did not go in.
It's unbelievable. Like, and I mentioned Fitzgibbon earlier. Like, there were 2. I stopped counting at 3. There were 3 chances that like it just missed. It just like so close. So many groans from like the bench in terms of right.
Right.
It just we couldn't get anything to cross that line.
Right.
But yeah, but they're like you cannot take away the effort of their goalie. He was really good.
Right.
Yeah, and both of our kids played really well when they played over the weekend.
Absolutely.
But goalie play is a really hard thing for me to look at and go. Sometimes you could look at it and say, well, that's a puck the goalie should have stopped, right? Like if something dribbles in from the blue line, you probably should have stopped.
Right.
But if like there are times where you see a goalie make a play, you're like, wow, that was outstanding. It's a really hard thing for me to make a determination on like, hey, was that a bad goalie play or is that a bad defensive play?
Right.
So
recapping this
sorry.
weekend coming up, a great opportunity for our kids to get out there and get it.
yeah,
Talking now back to the tournament that we were in South Bend. Nice hotel accommodations, I suppose. Good fellowship, good talking, good all that fun stuff.
good people. Yeah,
We started with that St. Peter's team. We lost 3-1. Another example of, honestly, they played so good out the gate for a 5:00 game where you're driving from Cleveland, Ohio, into South Bend, Indiana. You come out and you hang and bang with this team,
yeah,
right? Close game, and they're a 75 MHR.
yeah. I remember like there being just enough chatter, but like I think this team's gonna be really good.
I thought we were gonna get blown out.
Yeah, and they were good.
Oh, yeah.
They were good, but we hung with them in 2 games. The score does not tell the story of the second game at all, the championship game. And then we played. So you're right. That was a good game. We took the L.
It was a good start, but honestly, like it gave me hope. Obviously, we talked to other parents in the stands. They were like, "That's who we're gonna play," or actually, to be honest with you, a lot of them were like, I don't know. We'll see how this works out.
Yeah.
Then you go and you take on this Irish Rover team Saturday
Yeah.
in our first game, who we heard that it was a mishmash of talent. And honestly, like I felt like that game it was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had good back check, good forecheck most of the time. We were taking blue line shots. There was a couple that we got for rebounds and stuff like that. We played them tough.
Yeah.
You go and then we played this. I forget what their name was. The other team.
The Notre Dame game.
It was the Garden Wolves, and I think they were from Jersey.
Are they from Jersey?
Or somewhere. So I think they were from Jersey.
It's a haul.
We can ask Brian Fitzgibbon. Maybe he could tell us. All kidding aside, we played that team, and that was the team that we lost to the prior night, 3-1. They roached 15-1.
Oh yeah.
This team that we were playing, the Garden Wolves.
Yeah. They stopped putting the score up on the board.
Yes.
The clock was just running forever.
Right.
Yeah, but they smoked them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is we go on Notre Dame's ice, and what did we have to do in that game?
We had to play full 3 periods of hockey.
We had to.
No choice.
And we had your son step up, obviously, 3-point game.
3-point game, yeah.
You know, but there were some clutch goals down the stretch. I don't know about you, but I was a little uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, like every time we would take a buffered lead, they would just come back and score. And that was like a game where our back checking wasn't good.
No,
We just weren't hustling on the back check. It was just too much coasting from, the offensive zone to the defensive zone, just giving them opportunities. And you cannot expect Caden and Trey to be a 90% save rate in those situations.
no, they're 11.
It's just too hard.
Right.
But if we could solve that problem and allow ourselves to pull away from our opponent,
Yes.
that's a big deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we scored 7 in that game. We scored 5 or 6 in the other game. So one of the things that Sharf was saying in the hotel Friday night is like, we have to score goals. If we don't score goals, we won't win. We need to find ways for offense, right? Now, granted, the team that we played, they were a little bit more loose on the defensive end. They allowed us to move a little bit more freely. They allowed us to get some scores, right? We didn't have a whole lot of assists in those 2 games, right? We had some nice shots, some breakaways, some scores and things like that. And then you take it to that championship game that we played against the same team we played on Friday. Going into that, blowing out the Garden Wolves 15-1 earlier in the day, we go play them. We beat them 7-5. I honestly prayed. I was like, I hope that our kids come and hang and bang. And you want to know something? That first period was 0-0.
Yeah.
0-0.
It was a great first 2 periods.
0-0.
Yeah.
And then we got some goals. Or we got 1 goal.
Well, wait, what game are you talking about now?
The championship
Okay,
game.
yeah. So they scored.
Yeah.
In the second period.
We tied it.
No.
No? Oh.
So they scored. The second period ended 1-0.
Okay.
So 2 periods in that game, it's a 1-goal game.
Gotcha.
I remember, to me, humbly, I think 1-goal hockey is the most exciting thing in sports.
Well, there's a
period.
lot of tension.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they can evaporate like that
Yep.
and swing the momentum. Then in the third period, I don't know, somewhere around the 7-minute mark, I can't remember, is when the brouhaha, 1 kid versus 5 kids broke out behind the net, and the dam broke wide open after that.
You want to know why it broke wide open?
Well, first off, we gave them, they had an advantage on the ice.
Yeah.
But
The one thing I was going to draw eyes to is that whenever we give up a goal, body language tells everything.
oh, sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
And honestly, after the first goal, it was like, okay, we got slapped. We were still standing.
Yeah.
After the second one, we let our foot off the gas all the way.
Yeah.
And then obviously they put up 4 more. We put up 1 to make it at least interesting. We scored late in the third period. You're right. I was
super
confusing
late.
the 2
Yeah,
games.
Sorry.
And ultimately we lost. But the one thing I want to say is, and my takeaway, is that is a tournament, boys and girls and parents, that hustle and effort would have won. I felt that way.
No, I agree. Or that game, I really do believe that game would have ended potentially 1-0. That championship game.
Possible.
It was that good a game.
It's possible, yeah.
But you're right. Once they scored that second goal, they were feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
Our shoulders were down.
But at the end of the day, we stopped checking, like stick checking. We stopped putting pressure on them.
Yeah.
For a majority of that, the kids put a lot of pressure on them, and it really shut them down. Now, that's not to say they didn't have good looks, because they did. But
Who was in that game?
that was Trey.
Was it?
Yep.
Really good.
He was.
But again, just like the day before with the Garden Wolves, you can't expect to have all these odd man rushes and Caden save everything. Yep. And then in that game, same thing, right? Like they got faster, they moved the puck better in the third period, And it just turned into more opportunities, which goes back to why got to keep shooting, sending that puck toward the net. I don't have all the data. I would love to, but we got to be getting like slaughtered on total shots.
I think in most games, yes. Yeah.
So,
But I think at the end of the day, the 5-1 score, the game was closer than that.
for sure.
And I'm going to tie it into the kind of our close, and then I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
But our close is very simple. You take the experiences that you've learned in this past tournament and facing a good team like that, the pressure that was put on, and honestly, what separates you from a win and a loss there is effort. I think we got tired, but Sharf skates the living crap out of these kids. So, like, we got to make sure that when we play Little Caesars on Friday, we give 150%.
Yeah.
Rubber
absolutely.
legs on the way home in the car. So, with that being said, to wrap up that, what do you think the keys to a victory in this tournament are?
I think it's hustle, right? I mean, that's been the theme here. I think it's doing the things that we have had flashes of, but not been consistent with, and that's key. That's moving the puck in the offensive zone, taking shots when the shot is there, not waiting for a better opportunity, a better look. If the shot's there, take it. Allow your teammate to follow up. And my third thing would be trust your teammates.
Yeah.
And if you get out of position because they're out of position, don't do that. You have to be where you have to be on the ice and force everybody else to be accountable for where they have to be on the ice. We're a better team when we do that.
Yep.
And what do you think? What would you add to that?
Everything you said is correct. The one thing I will say is when you crash and you dump and those defensemen get set up, you will catch the defense off guard if that wing goes to the point comes across the ice. Now you got these kids all over the place. And then you start shooting from the blue line. I think we need to have a strong presence, a strong shot from the blue line in order to make it work. And then obviously the forwards then crash it.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes hand in hand with the passing though. But I think you can tilt the ice in one way or the other by moving it the way that, that I saw in the Kent game.
That's a great point. I think 2 episodes, both under 20 minutes, right?
Yes.
Not bad.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
17:31.
We tried.
All right.
All right, thanks.
See you this weekend, you schmucks.
You schmucks. You gave him a schmucks.